She is the statuesque influencer, and she is crazy in love with her. It's RhonniRose and Brianna Roberts from CBS's Beyond the Gates here on More Please. Hey, everybody. Welcome to More Please. Today, my guests have delivered some soapy goodness on CBS's Beyond the Gates as Chelsea Hamilton and Allison Bailey. But today, they are delivering the tea on their wild storyline. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage. We have Miss RhonniRose and Brianna Roberts. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
How you doing today?
Good.
So good. Yeah.
Good. Oh my gosh, y'all, let me tell you, first of all, so many kudos to such talented, beautiful women. When this storyline happened with Chelsea and Allison, the first thing I said was, okay, we getting soapy now and we are in it. And so just kudos to you all for doing such an amazing job with this storyline.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. But let's start back at the beginning before, this all came into play to when you got this call for this landmark, monumental moment of being a part of CBS's Beyond the Gates, because we haven't had a new soap opera in the past 25 years. And to now be introduced to a new soap opera, predominantly Black cast, was such a moment. For you all, how did this journey of landing these characters begin? Because I heard that initially you guys didn't even audition for the characters that you're playing now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brianna, do you want to go first?
Of course, yeah. Okay. Funny enough, I auditioned for Chelsea, so Ronnie's role. Yeah, that was my first audition, and the funny enough, I don't remember what the names were exactly, but one of the names were Allison. It was like Allison, so I read for that initially. Funny, like I was back home in Greensboro. I didn't have any of my equipment. I was like, okay, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Like I did it. Didn't really think about it that much, and when I got the call, I was very shocked, very very happy. And still kind of learning like who Allison was at the time, but very blessed, and I'm so happy of how far it's going and how far it will go. But yeah, that's kind of I initially didn't audition for Allison, so
that's crazy. RhonniRose, is this the first time you heard that Brianna auditioned for Chelsea?
Yes, it is. we didn't talk about that, and I feel so bad because it was such a hectic time. Because we had to get this out. We had to film it really quickly.
Yeah.
And she had so many lines and emotions, and I did too. And so we were just kind of focused on the work. But this is like the first time that we get to like hang out.
I love this. I love being a part of the hangout.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing us together.
Thank you guys for coming together.
Yeah, and it's still wild as crazy as we enter into our season 2. Yeah. But I'm a theater girl, right? Yes. So I was actually doing the role of Cinderella in Into the Woods. We started at the Idaho Shakespeare Festival, and then we had just transferred to Cleveland at Playhouse Square. And I got the audition in between the break from Idaho to Cleveland. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. And I auditioned for Kat's role, whose original name was Allison. Funny enough. And I sent my tape in. And the next day they were like, no, we want you to read for Chelsea, whose name was Cheryl. Back then. Happy they changed that, just saying. But, yeah. And then while I was in Cleveland doing the role, I got the call. And I passed through the creative team first, and I had to pass through the network. And then once I passed through the network, I gave him my 2 weeks, and yeah, I was moving to ATL to
Wow.
start.
I feel like it happens in such, I mean, this is just how the industry is. Everything happens in such a whirlwind. Like, you're like, okay, I'm just going to do this audition. And then next thing you know, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I got to move. I got to do stuff. But I mean, obviously it was a really great decision that you guys did that, because y'all are killing it over there at Fairmount Crest, or in a cabin in the woods outside of Virginia.
Thank you. Yes.
Now you talked about RhonniRose being a theater girl, and Brianna, I know that you do voiceover work. What are some of your favorite roles that you've done in these perspective parts of theater and voiceover?
So funny enough, okay, so there is a Brianna Roberts who does strictly voiceover, and they have my face literally on all of her things. So I would love to do voiceover, but
oh no, that's annoying.
I know, it's like I've been like trying to get everything fixed,
situated.
But, yeah, and then my work is on her stuff. Like she's gonna be on, like, it's the craziest thing. But
it's like the two Vanessa Williams that we have in the industry. We got Vanessa Williams, the singer, and then we got Vanessa L. Williams, the actress. And you got to know if you singing the right stuff or if you just acting on TV.
Yeah, no, but I got my start in theater.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was. I started with doing like community theater when I was really young. I've always been like really obsessed with like telling a story. I remember I had this like really small red Canon camera that I'd bring with me everywhere, and I'd record everything. Like my friends and I created like this web show that we post like on the internet, just doing like the craziest things. But so I did that, and then my parents were like, okay, we need to put her in theater. So I grew up doing theater, community theater for a while, and then I ended up auditioning for like a performing arts high school in my city. So did that, did acting, and then moved to Georgia, where I went to a performing arts or an arts college. So yeah, did theater and then transitioned to film and TV as I was in college a little bit.
Nice. Okay, so now, so that everybody who's watching this knows, this Brianna Roberts would love to do voiceover work. However, that's not her resume that we keep reading. Okay, so we've now cleared that up. But what were your favorite roles in while doing theater?
Yeah, I did. I played Erica in the Red and Brown Water. That one was really fun, really dynamic character. Went through a whole story arc. She was actually pretty crazy as well, which is ironic. Don't want to like spoil the play for anyone, but she like cuts her ear off in the end because she goes through this entire crazy journey. That one was really fun. And then I played Erica was actually the character I played in African Mean Girls or Schoolgirls. I don't know if you've heard of that play. It's like Mean Girls, but in Africa, and it's based on like colorism. Erica was the character I played in that. So I think those two are probably my two top favorites.
Oh, nice. Now, RhonniRose, is the resume that I read the same for you? Like you've been in the Wiz and Into the Woods and okay, good. All right.
I feel like I'm lucky enough for my name to be so different. My first name, RhonniRose, I don't see another one out there. Thank you, Lord. So I'm fortunate enough to not go through that. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Like, oh my God, that would stress me out. But yeah, so I actually started in dance. I was a dancer, training to be a ballerina for years. And then I decided to do theater my junior year of high school. And I did, community summer theater since I was 7 because my mom had to work year round. And she was like, here, just go.
Give you something to do. Here you go.
Exactly. And so I went to Baldwin Wallace. I have my degree in music with a focus in music theater. And one of my favorite roles is actually my first role in college. I was Frenchie in Cabaret. And I was a Kit Kat girl, and she's a French whore. She's a prostitute. But it was so much fun because I would play, I love an audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would pick someone from the audience every night and like have them be like my client, like my, like, you know, and it was so fun. And like, it was my first really real intro into being a theater student.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to be a part of gorgeous shows, stunning shows. I was in the pre-Broadway show of The Notebook in Chicago. I was a swing. That was incredible. But another favorite role that I got to do, I was on Broadway in Harmony. Yes. And I got to understudy the role of Josephine Baker.
Oh.
And from St. Louis. She's a hometown hero, legend, queen. And it was so wild. I was 23. I was like the youngest person in the cast.
Yeah.
And I was on a baby grand piano that moved with like hot pink plumes. And I was like, oh, you know, and it's like every girl's dream come true. So that was definitely a highlight.
And some boys.
Okay. Yeah, everyone. Please. Everyone. But it just was so insane. So I couldn't say that that's like one of my favorite roles.
I mean, there's nothing like a theater audience because you get that instant gratification when you do something. I love theater and I love going to see theater because it just, I don't know, it does something to your creative spirit that like keeps it going and keeps it alive, and you walk away with something, whether you feel good, whether you have like this, you know, this intense dialogue about something that you saw, whatever it is, it invokes something. So I love the theater. Love it.
And it's not just the gratification part. It's like it's a sharing of energy, and it's a sharing of your person with another person, and you're hoping to touch someone in the audience. But that's my favorite part. Is like I feel the audience, and I'm giving to you.
Yeah. Now, is there a role in theater, Broadway musicals that's like your dream role, like the role that you would love to play? Because I mean, I know this will never happen for me, but if I could play Effie in Dreamgirls in Act 1 and then be Dina in Act 2, that would be that. I mean, well, first I would have to learn how to sing, but that would be amazing for me. Or Elphaba. Please let me defy gravity up in the air and tell people to go to the western sky. But what's your dream role in any musical or theater that you guys have?
Oh my God,
that's a good question. I think, I mean, I'm not a singer, but if I was, I don't know. I guess just being like, I think being Cinderella. I feel like I did that show. I used to do it all the time when I was young, and I would be like ensemble, and I get to do little dances and like ballroom dances in my gowns, and I would always just look at how beautiful Cinderella was and her story and her transition and her arc. And I feel like that's just something really cool one day to just be able to tap into that.
I would say either Eurydice in Hadestown. I love drama. I love like breaking down and crying. Oh my gosh. Or Boop and Betty Boop.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Total the opposite, and just like, but also her arc there is so real. And finding who she is as a person, as a woman. And the fact that Betty Boop was played by a young Black woman just means everything to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, and I believe, and I think her first name is Jasmine. That's been playing it on Broadway. She's been killing it up there. So, yeah. Well, you know, we gonna put it out in the universe to one day, if it's in the hands of the Lord and the universe, to make those dreams come true.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's get into Beyond the Gates. I have been such a fan of this show since day one. I anticipated the show. I watched all the behind the scenes stuff that they did leading up to the show, just so I could dive into this world that they were creating. And, you know, being introduced to a prominent Black family who got, you know, old, new, middle money, and such a legacy. It's such a great world to like be a part of Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. for me, right? For you all with your particular storylines and characters, one of the things that I found very interesting was the exploring of like sexual identities. Chelsea coming into her own and discovering who she is, being introduced to Allison, who at the time was that we thought was married, and there was like a threesome that was happening. How do you feel, especially in the climate that we're in now, where soaps that are usually more on the conservative side are really showing, other lifestyles and other struggles that people have, especially within the LGBTQIA plus community?
Yeah, I mentioned this in another interview, but I think it's so necessary
Yeah.
because I think it's important to reflect the world that we live in now. And representation is super, super important to me. And like, why not? It's 2025. Why aren't we telling these stories?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it means a lot to me.
Yeah. And I think that's like the beautiful thing about acting is that like it reflects real life and society. And I'm just so excited to when I was reading the script and found out that, I'd be playing someone in the community and wanting to be able to show respect to that role. And I was like, fun, like, let's tackle it. Let's do it. So yeah, again, very necessary. These stories need to be told. And it's like a great privilege to be able to tell it in some way.
Yeah, because I feel like, these storylines, we're used to seeing like triangles and love affairs and things like that with straight couples. I think that's very ordinary for soaps. But this made it more interesting and more intricate. The fact that, Chelsea was, discovering herself and what she liked kind of within this couple. And then, being rejected by Allison, and then, finding love with Madison. I feel like it was such a beautiful arc and storyline for Chelsea. And like you all say, it's necessary because there are people who are going through that journey. And sometimes you relate to characters and shows that you watch. So it's nice to be able to see that. And thank you for playing those parts beautifully and showcasing that and taking those storylines seriously to like really embody these characters and show that, because I'm pretty sure, you helped someone like, discover themselves or maybe say it's okay to do this or explore this. So kudos to you guys. Thank you for doing that.
I surely hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, did y'all have any idea that the storyline was going to take such a turn as far as with Allison and the fake husband and and all this? Like, did y'all have any idea? And what was your reaction when you got the script and you like, oh, okay.
Right. Our executive producer, Julie Crothers, came to me in my dressing room one day because, and this was around the time Allison kind of exited Chelsea's life.
Yeah.
Chelsea had just met Madison and like was falling really, really quickly and intensely. And, I was chilling. I was like, okay, great. Like Chelsea's storyline, we're moving and grooving. We're at a nice pace.
Yeah.
She comes into my room and she's like, so you're going to get kidnapped. I said, oh, hey, okay, yeah. And I was like, by who? And then with Allison, I was like, ooh, that's really, really good. But I didn't know about the fake husband and like the extensive stalking until I read the scripts. And I was like, oh, this is like some serious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know at all. I thought she was gonna come in and like, be a little fun and whatever. But I remember I was having a conversation. I think the word got out a little bit in the dressing room. I mean, in the hair and makeup, and they're like, "Did you know? Like, do you know what's going on?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, I don't know, but like I think you're gonna kidnap someone. And I was like, what? That's crazy. And I was like, thrilled. I've never played someone like Allison.
Yeah.
And then just like, again, reading the scripts, finding out that I'm like, oh no, Craig is not my husband. That's not what it is. So just discovering, you know, every time we get a new script, and it was really fun to be able to explore and try to play that arc at the same time, and you know, finding all the stories out with Allison, and be able to like dig in her mind and stuff. But yeah, it was news to me.
It was so wild because I don't think anyone anticipated that was going to happen. We felt like Allison was there was something going on over there with her, but we just thought like, you know, it was just jealousy. And, you know, it's one of those moments where as fans, we're like, girl, you had your turn. Like, you told her no, like she moved on, like, you know, what's going on? And then the kidnap happened, which by the way, was so old school. So I said to myself, I didn't know people still kidnap people with chloroform, and they like do the whole thing. But then there was, you know, as soap fans, if you are watching, you know, we have to dispel disbelief, because then we were like, now wait a minute, now how did Allison kidnap her and then put it, and then like how?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. don't worry about that. It just happened.
that was the moment we were like, no, that, and as a soap fan, we know better. We're like, you know what? If it's written, that's just how it is. We can't think of anything else. But it was so interesting just seeing how everything was unraveling in this cabin. How was it working together in this scenario, and in this like kind of proximity of like, you know, being captured and kidnapped and kind of going crazy and slowly just kind of spiraling, and Allison creating this world almost where like, you know, this is the love of her life, but it's like, is it love, girl, or is it, you know, something else? So how was it like coming together with this storyline and working together in this capacity?
Well, I just have to really commend Brianna for taking on such an incredibly difficult role. And also, we filmed very quickly. And we were shooting probably, well, first of all, it was within a span of a week that we filmed it. And, you know, the kidnapping scenes were long. Yeah. And we had long hours, long days, you know, and you have to stay in that mindset, and the mind doesn't know the difference between you're acting and you're not, you know, so it's taxing. And I just have to commend Brianna, because I wouldn't have been able to pull off my end of the stick if she had not been so committed to Allison and her lunacy. So I just have to say thank you, girl. And
thank you. And same as you, just being so trusting, and I felt so comfortable to, you know, explore new things, and you did amazing. And it was just amazing to like react off of you. It was such a nice environment. You know, initially it's like, oh, this is such a scary, serious topic, but having, you know, such a group who you can put trust in and lean on, and long hours, but I think we just took it very seriously. And I think it just knowing the weight of the subject, and trying to play it as true as you can.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Now we've talked about fans a lot, and I do have some fans here who have pressing questions for you all, and we're going to start with Ursula in Vegas, who has a question, especially about these scenes. Ursula, hey girl.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Okay, so you just touched on it a little bit. My question is, you know, these scenes were pretty intense, as you just admitted. How challenging or how easy was it for the two of you all to portray these characters in that moment?
Brianna?
Yeah. I think so. With any character, I like to try to pull a bit of myself into it. I'm not crazy. I'm not. People are like, "What is wrong with you?" But no, but just the childlike fantasy of delusion. And I think trying to have my intention clear, and pulling from, you know, when I was young, you know, idolizing celebrities and just getting in that really childlike fantasy mindset, I felt like that helped it a little bit. But yes, like you said, it was challenging to, to stay in it, because then people call cut, and then, things are different, and you have to kind of just stay in the emotion.
Right.
Again, Ronnie, every time, like, you were just allowing us to just sit in it and giving us space. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I think since I had already kind of started to establish Chelsea as a character, I know where she comes from. I know where her mindset would be. For me, I tried to just be as visceral as possible. Like, what does it smell like? Well, what do the cups feel like? Can I smell the metal on the cups? Like, and what does this mean for a girl who, yes, has had the experience of the real world, being a model in New York and everything that comes with that, and also pulling from my own experience of living there. But this is her first time ever. Something this traumatic has never happened to her. And how would she react? And then also bringing yourself into it. If I got kidnapped, it'd be a different story. A lot of people, because I read the comments, a lot of people were like, why aren't you pulling the bed? Da, da, da. Okay, the bed was bolted. All right. Okay, all right. We didn't mention that, but it was and also y'all have to get Chelsea doesn't she also loved this woman, so it's a lot of heartbreak and anger and confusion and panic, and just really trying to embody that. And Brianna was so committed that it made it easier to live within that world.
All right, well, thank you, Ursula, for your question. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day, ladies.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
And RhonniRose, you are right. Those were some of the moments where even I was yelling at the TV, being like, "Okay, girl, you threw the wine at her. Now just take the glass and hit her with it." It's with the montage that they had, which I love the montage of the family kind of talking to Chelsea. And I felt like, in a way, it calmed the character down so that she didn't get too scared or too nervous in this situation, and knew that she had love, back home, and she had a family that cared about her and a family that prepared her in a way. But there were moments where I was like, okay, how long is this chain, baby? You can just. I was like, did she unlock one of them arms? Do something with it.
She was in shock, I think, really most of the time. And I think it's because I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I think as a viewer and seeing something like that, it's so easy to say what I would have done, or would it do it. But when you're actually in the moment, it's like you're paralyzed with fear.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for you, Brianna, just staying in that, and really creating, as you said, taking it back to, some of the celebrities and stuff that you idolize and things like that, and staying in that headspace. How easy was it to, when you got home, to just kind of reset and become Brianna again? How did you deal with that? Because that was, it's intense to play someone mentally, physically, and things like that. And as you mentioned earlier, RhonniRose, the body doesn't know that you're acting. So how did you decompress and come out of that?
So going to an acting school previously, they always gave us little methods of just how to relax. I think just little practices, if anyone's interested, always, when you're in a space, and this helps if you're just trying to quiet your nerves as well, or just to, be grounded in reality, what's actually real. But, naming your senses, naming something that you can see, that you can smell, that you can hear, being able to do that. I always, as soon as I got home, I called my mom as soon as I got in the car. So just being able to unpack in that way. I think that was really helpful, just having, people who are supportive around you. And then also a really nice playlist on the way home. Things like that really did help. But
We do have one more question from a fan, or the gatekeepers, as they call themselves. We have Keisha from South Carolina with a question for RhonniRose. Keisha, how you doing, girl? Oh, you on mute? Let me see if I can. Uh-oh. There you go. Hey.
Hi, ladies.
How are you?
First of all, you guys are beautiful. We love watching you on the screen. Brianna, I too was a part of the we're like probably about the same height. I'm 4'11". I'm like, how did she? Look, when we get mad, we do some things. Okay, we get straight. But my question is for you, RhonniRose. We've come to know and love Chelsea Hamilton and how passionate and spicy she is, like her mama. Mm-hmm. How much of RhonniRose do you bring into your role as Chelsea Hamilton? Like, how is that transition? How much of, I guess, her is you?
That's such a funny question, because and myself and also Colby, who plays Kat, and Ariel, who plays my sister, we always joke and say, like, how did they know? Because we all have qualities of them. Like, Ariel is very grounded, and Colby's very type A, and I'm very free-spirited. So I think that a lot of it, I would say a lot, it's some things that Chelsea does that I wouldn't do. But I think a lot of myself is in Chelsea, just from like my experiences of being an artist in New York and being so influenced by that. And Chelsea was a model there, and she was so much younger than I was when I moved there. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea is, she does what she wants when she wants. Mm-hmm. And I do too. And she doesn't like any labels or anything like that. I don't either. And she loves being her own person, and I do too. So that's the best I can answer that question.
No, that's good.
That's awesome. Well, we love it. We love you guys, and can't wait to see what comes next for both of you on the show and off. So thank you again. Congratulations on a great show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Keisha. We appreciate you. Thank
you. Bye.
Bye. Now, Brianna, we know that you're not crazy in real life, so we so we know that there is no Brianna in Allison. At least we hope that. Okay.
No, not too much.
Now, one of the things that during this storyline was brought to light was Allison's obsession with Chelsea as an influencer. And, reciting her daily post and buying the same things that she bought and just kind of living in this Chelsea world of positivity and how to live and things like that. With this storyline, do you think that it brings awareness to like social media and influencers? And did it change how you view social media, and then how much you're willing to now share on social media, because it's such a big part of our lives and our industry and things like that? I just wonder how it shaped, your thoughts on social media.
Yeah. I've always been really big into like crime and mystery. So I've seen so many stories that touch on it. And it's a really important thing, but there's like two sides, like we're young and we want to share things and we want feedback. So it's like, it's hard. But it definitely has made me take a little look on how people are perceiving things. Like, some little comments might not be as, harmless as you think. So you have to be careful with what you put out there, especially when it comes to your privacy. And I've been trying to be a little bit more active with social media, and I've had to catch myself with like not saying like things too personal, because I feel like with anyone I'm trying to talk to, like I feel like I have a tendency to let people in. I'm a really huge people person, so I like talking to everyone. So just, knowing when to and what to say, and just being careful, because there are people out there like that. And I feel like that's something that I hope that message could be shared, and people can know just to be a little careful with what you're saying and keep your eyes open.
Yeah, for sure. And I know Chelsea, during the aftermath of getting rescued, she has a line where she says, what does it say about our society when trauma can be transformed into likes and views?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very true. And I think with gaining attention from this show, like my follower count has like skyrocketed, which is interesting because like I was never really like social media girl. Like I don't edit my pictures. I just, you know, it's like I'm showing, and it was always more for my friends, you know, for us to be, oh, remember when we did this, and you know, like stuff like that. But now I get DMs all the time that can be a little alarming and scary. And it's kind of like you have to protect yourself a little bit more. And I really hope that people, especially our age and younger, can understand that social media is an exceptional tool, but it's also very dangerous and could be your detriment. So
agreed. Yeah. I mean, because back in my day, we didn't have this. we went outside and played. and we had to record things. We always had that one uncle who had the VHS camera that sat on your shoulder to record special moments. Or we had to, use 35 millimeter film and get them developed in an hour in order to remember moments. So it wasn't so, I'm old, but we didn't, so it wasn't as instant as it is now. And so, now you really do have to be careful about what you share. Right. And I find it interesting that Chelsea, is like a social media influencer because it also plays into what it is now as well. And now after this situation, showing like what she's going through and things like that, I think is, again, something that people should pay attention to and learn from for sure. Yeah. Now, if y'all will indulge me, I have a fun little game for us. It's called Who's Eyeing Me? So
cute. I was like, what's going on? Cute.
So with this game, I have taken just the eyes of some very eccentric, kind of crazy characters. I'm going to give you a clue as to who they are, and you just have to tell me either the name of the character or where they're from. You guys think you can do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's look at these pair of eyes. Ooh.
Oh, I know exactly who this is. This is Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones.
You are correct. See, I didn't even have to read the clue. You already knew it was Miss Cersei, honey. That's her.
Crazy.
Yeah, listen. I mean, she sat up there and she just burned up a whole lot of stuff from what I hear.
Yes, I'm a huge like fantasy girl, so I knew right away. That was my show. Oh my goodness.
I did not think I was going somewhere else with that. I thought that was
All right. Let's see. I feel like if you got that one quickly, you'll get this next one quickly.
Oh, I know who this is.
Who? I don't even.
You know?
Crazy Eyes, Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
You are correct. That is her. That is Miss Crazy Eyes herself. Yes. See, y'all. I didn't even have to read no clues or nothing. See, y'all, as my mom would say, you got to pay attention to your surroundings. So y'all pay attention to your surroundings. Right. Okay, let's see if you would get this person. Now, I'll give you a clue. These eyes are from a ballet dancer who descends into madness while striving for perfection as she prepares to embody both swans in Swan Lake.
Okay, this is Nina from Black Swan, played by Natalie Portman.
You are correct. That is her. Look at you. Come on, Miss RhonniRose. You better know your crazies.
I actually just watched this the other day, so it was.
Oh, did you? You know what? I'm afraid to admit I have never watched Black Swan.
It's an experience.
It is? Okay.
It's an experience. Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Okay. Let's see. I have two more for you. Let's see if you get these next two. We have now. Go. You know who she is?
No. Say the clip.
Okay. These eyes come from a shy high school girl tormented by classmates and controlled by her religious mother, unleashes telekinetic terror after a humiliating prom night in this Stephen King adaptation.
Brianna, do you know?
Mm-mm.
This is Carrie.
That's her. That's Miss Carrie, honey.
Yes, and all the pig's blood. Oh.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I said I would never bully anybody because you're not about to teleconnect me nowhere.
You never know. Listen. Bullying is terrible. Please.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have one more for you.
Okay.
Let's see if you can get this person. Now, she's a classic. Like, I feel like she kicked off the crazy back in the day.
Oh my God. This is who people were comparing your character to, Brianna.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it the what's the hint?
These eyes become dangerously obsessed after a weekend affair, infamously boils a rabbit, and proves she definitely won't be ignored.
Is the movie like, is it Misery? The movie?
It's not Misery, but it's very close to Allison.
Oh, Fatal Attraction, right?
That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
That's Glenn Close as Alex Forrest in Fatal Attraction.
Alex, yes.
Yes, that is her.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I feel like this is very close to Allison there. Like she was crazy, but Allison didn't bowl a rabbit, so you good. Okay, you know what? Actually, I have one more. Let's see if y'all can guess this person. So let's see. Let me bring in her.
Oh, I know who this is.
Now, these eyes belong to an elegant and successful woman who turns dangerously vengeful after being seduced and discarded by a smooth-talking ladies' man, showing just how thin the line between love and hate really is.
Brown, do you know? Yeah?
Ronnie?
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh no. I think this is Lynn Whitfield from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Was it Martin Lawrence? Was Martin Lawrence in that?
Yeah, you are correct. That is her. It is Miss Lynn Whitfield, all the way from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Now, come on now, y'all really knew all your crazies. Yay. Oh wait, I think Brianna had to come back in. Hold on, and let me add her back in. Oh, she might have technology. Brianna, come back in and let's see if that works. Her internet might have tampered out. But while we're waiting for her, congratulations on that. Yay, you did good, RhonniRose. Now let's talk about these purses, the Chelsea Cat purses. How did that all come about? Because I love the fact that, you know, we actually have something for the fans that come from the show. And these purses are going to be available within the next few days or so. So how did it all come about?
Yeah, so Brianna.
I am so sorry. I was watching
glitching
this whole last time. So I'm sorry if I missed anything.
It's okay. Welcome back. We're talking about the Chelsea Cat purses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it happened because I was like, okay, are we ever gonna launch? And then our producers were like, yes, you know, like they met with an Atlanta-based designer, Alexandria Ali. She owns the brand F&W Style. She has gorgeous bags, Black female owned, which was super important to me. And yeah, one day we literally didn't see the bags until we were filming the launch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of funny. It's like I have to pretend like I designed this bag, but I'm learning all these facts as I see it. Yeah. But yeah, it's beautiful. And Alexandria has just been so wonderful to work with. She's an absolute sweetheart. And like I said, all of the rest of her bags are stunning. So I recommend not only getting the Chelsea bag, but the Chelsea Cat bag, but go ahead and get a few other clutches because you never know what you may need them for.
Yes, I think that's such an amazing idea, and also marketing wise, like if we're going to hear about the Chelsea cat purses and everything like that, people who watch the show and are fans of the show should be carrying around one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw them and I was like, you know what? I don't carry a purse, but I might.
I just think it's so cool that fans get the opportunity to have something that actually lives within the world of the show, instead of like merch or something like that, which we should come up with. But like it's an actual thing that lives within the world.
And I think it puts us in the world even more. So kudos to that. And they look really they look super cute too. So like nice. Y'all make sure y'all go get your Chelsea cat purses, honey.
Yeah.
Now, before I let you guys go, if you could, in one word, because if you give too many words, soap opera fans will become detectives and be able to decipher what's going to happen. But in one word, what can we expect to see in the future, if anything, with your characters?
Okay. I'm going to say love.
Love.
With all that comes with.
Okay. I love that. We know Alice. What's yours, Brianna?
Loyalty.
Loyalty. Okay. That's it. That's all y'all get.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Well, I cannot thank you two enough for kikiing with me today. It has been such a pleasure to just get to talk to you all about your characters, about this amazing, wild storyline. I wish you both nothing but continued success. And I thank you guys so much for your talent. And thank you for opening the gates for all of us. And we will continue to watch and support and be on this wild ride that we are already on. So kudos to both of you and thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you. I sucked at the game, but that was
no. Oh my gosh, no. Those were kind of hard.
It's okay because now these are like movies and things that you can go back and be like, oh, okay, yes,
right.
yes,
I'm gonna look at the eyes.
And thank you so much for everyone who's watching. Thank you for watching and supporting us and really believing our stories. And I really hope, I can only speak for my character, that we touch someone out there. So.
Well, as one of many fans, I will truly say that you all do, and your hard work does definitely shine through, and it keeps us captivated and watching every day. Because that week we didn't have shows, we didn't know what to do.
Y'all listen, I was reading, I was like, let me check and see how the fans are. Pissed, so upset.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God.
I was getting DMs. People were asking me like, why? And I was like,
what exactly?
Yeah, we were just sitting here like, y'all gonna come back?
And we were on like break. I was in Turks and Caicos, like, well, sorry, y'all.
It's like, you just gonna have to wait till next week. I don't know, y'all.
Exactly. Yes.
But when it came back, I mean, we just fell right back into it. So thank you guys so much. And I hope that as things progress, I hope we can come back and talk some more about what the future holds with Chelsea and Allison and all the things in Fairmont Press. Because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Honey.
A lot going on.
Well, thank you guys again. It has been such a pleasure, and have a wonderful day today. And thank you for chit-chatting with little old me.
Thank you so much.
Same to you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out Beyond the Gates on CBS Monday through Fridays and on Paramount Plus. Until then, y'all know I always got the tea for you. We'll be back soon with another episode of More Please. Have a good one, y'all.